So hello students, today I am delivering the lecture about the introduction of the VLSI circuits. VLSI means very large scale integration. So in this contest I will take care about the things about your old electronic circuits which are our basic building blocks in our computers, mobiles and various electronic circuits. So in electronic goods which is necessary in our modern and progressive life, and according to this our electronic circuit is very we want that electronic circuit size is small, fast in speed, and that is basically the consist of various kind of electronic circuits devices like diodes, resistors, transistors, wires, which is built on a very small chip. So when according to this, how can we make these devices on a single chip? That depends on the particular technology. So in contrast of our in 1960s, the electronic circuits basically which are very bulky and very slow in speed, because the electronic circuits are basically made with the discrete components like BJT, resistance, capacitance, which is basically built on a PCB, printed circuit boards. So in this context, when we made these devices on these particular PCBs, then this is called the discrete devices or discrete hubs. So in this context, that basically their speed is very slow, and what is that is basically the circuits are very take a large space, large area, and in the contrast of the reliability, that is the job when we use the take the different soldering wires to connect these, then according to the when we increase the age, according to that, it is basically the soldered out. So in this context, these circuits are not liable in contrast of before the early stages of in 60s. In 60s, basically our integrated circuits come into picture, where these electronic components basically are built on a single chip, that is called SoC, silicon on a chip. So in this context, basically the different devices like semiconductor devices, transistors, resistance are made on a single substrate material, that is called basically the germanium metal. And after that, in contrast that, we will use some advantages according to that when we use the new things, that is called the new substrate material, that is called the silicon, in rather than the compared to the germanium material. So according to that, when we take when the technology enhances according to the nature of speed, I will tell here the things that when the year increases 99, 2001, 3, 6, 9, 12, and at this 2019 or 20. So according to that, basically the transistor gate length, according to that, so gate length is basically the when we talk about the in terms of transistors, because our electronic circuits are generally made with the help of different type of transistors. Because in VLSI approach, when we make this approach from top to bottom design, so according to that, when before the last stage, that is the basically the fabrication of the chip. So before the fabrication of chip, how can we make that the circuit our makes a different type of electronic circuits, electronic devices like transistors, diodes. So before the verification fabrication step, the first step basically which is above this step, that is basically the how can is our gate. Basically the chip is made with the different type of gates, and these gates, NAND gate, NAND boards, are made with the help of different type of transistors. So at last, basically we are talk about the transistors, ki how our device or how our circuit made with different type of number of transistors are present there on a built on a single chip. So in contrast with how many billions are transistors are present on a single chip, and how can it work. So according to that, we will use the different MOS transistors. So according to that, when we talk about the gate length, so according to the in the year of 1919, basically transistor gate length means between the our gate length, basically the length between the drain and source terminal. When we talk about the transistor, basically three terminals are there, where gate, drain and source terminals. So here we will take the length basically and width of the this particular inversion layer, that is our more important, that is called the W/L ratio, width and length ratio of these devices. So basically we are taking the length position first. So according to this gate length, that is 0.14 micrometer. Then according to the year integration 2001, 3, 6, 9, that is basically 0.0035 micrometer. So it is basically our gate length is reduces according to the increases of our years. And today's I suppose that something 10 nanometer is our today's scenario. According to that our length is increases to 10 nanometers. So according to this length decreases, so the packing of transistors are increases. At the time of 1919, that is basically the 0.14 micrometer, so now it is converted to 40 million transistors are built on a particular chip. So when the year increases, according to and 2019 100 million transistors are present there, and the today's scenario there are million transistors are present on a single chip. So chip size also reduces according to technology improvement. So when we talk about these things according to Moore's law, so Moore's law tells basically the Gordon Moore, which is the chairperson of the Intel Corporation. So he is tell that the transistors are built on a chip. It is basically the doubled and any 12 months, means 1 year every it is doubled. But when the according to the present time scenario, after that he called that the transistors are built on a chip that is double over a 18 months, and according to that same time the speed of the chip is also doubled. So that is the basically the graph where we shows the transistors per die, where transistors built on a particular die according to years increasing of the age, the enhancement is increases, the memory is also increases. First one that is basically the 8008 processor, then 8085, 8086, then according to the year of 1998 and 2000, that is basically the Pentium processor. And today's the scenario is like a different type of memories are present there, and the processors are basically the i3 and i7 processors there. So according to the different bits are also increases, and according to the transistor which are built on a particular type is also increases. So this is basically the million transistors are made on a single chip. That is basically our the nail, according to our fingernail, according to the size of the chip is present there. So when we talk about our earlier integration processes, where I will tell here the different integration processes, that is start with our earlier uses. First one is our small scale integration, where only the 100 transistors are built on a particular PCBs or single printed circuit boards, where we talk about where ICs are not present there. In case when year increases, medium scale integration come into picture, where 100 to 1000 transistors are present there. So by with this we will make the different logic gates, AND gate, OR gate, NOR gate. So IC came into picture. Then large scale integration came into picture, where we built the 10 to the power 3 to 10 to the power 5 transistors. Flip flops, counters are made with this. Then VLSI, very large scale integration, where 10 to 5 to 10 to 6 memories, microprocessors are made there. Then ultra large scale integration, where 10 to the power 6 to 10 to the power 9 transistors are present on a single chip, that is called the SoC, system on chip. And the present scenario, giganetic scale integration is coming to picture, where more than 10 to the power 9 transistors are present on a single chip. So that is the present scenario. So when we talk about these scenarios, how can we build and make the speeds? So first one I talk about the clock rate, where in earlier said 0.5 megahertz to that is increases from 2 megahertz, 2 gigahertz. So that is increases the 4000 times. When we talk about the word length, that is basically increases from starting from 4 bits to 64 bits, enhances the 16 times. When we talk about the cycles, timing cycles are present also there, that is also enhances, that is 8 cycles to 1 by reduces to, when we consume the 8 cycles, then now present time it is consumed to 1 by third scale of the trend. So according to that, when we calculate the overall scenario, that is 4 million are speeds are enhances compared to the previous stages, and the costs are also reduced when we make this integrated chip. So when we talk about the histories of the ICs, first, where our ICs are made simple with the help of simple resistor and one capacitor, and when we use the made with the help of common type of substrate, that is called germanium. When the technology improvement is come there, and the bipolar transistors, junction transistors came into picture, and shockless and burdens are invented in 1947. So according to that, basically the devices are made with our BJT. But in 1960s when IC came into picture, then basically the MOS transistors, metal oxide semiconductor transistors are replaced with BJT transistors because different type of advantages are present compared to this. Because the MOS transistors are small compared to this, so packaging density is very high. MOS is very low power consumption. Noise is also reduces in MOS. Leakage current is also reduces in MOS. And MOS is also work on less voltage, nearly to 1.5 volt or nearly to the present scenario, that is nearly equal to 0.5 millivolt present. 0.5 volt are present there, which is basically the working criteria of power consumption of this particular CMOS transistor rather than compared to the IC. And when the technology improvement where we use the silicon compared to germanium because of different advantages are present there, so according to the scenario, basically we will use the silicon compared to the germanium because basically it is the economical and low cost. Peak inverse voltage is also high. Thermal stability of the silicon is also high. Silicon is also made oxidation compared to the other BJT transistors, and silicon has less leakage current. Resistivity is low of the silicon compared to germanium, so resistivity is inversely proportional to conductivity, so conductivity is high of the silicon. So these are the main reasons by which we have used the silicons compared to the germanium. So when we talk about the constants of ICs, basically, so constants are basically the features which are basically we are inbuilt in the integrated chip and broadly classified into three basic major things. Basically these are the speed, power and area, because when we talk about the any electronic circuits with the help of VLSI design, so under the condition we want that consumes very less area, speed is very high and power consumption is also low. So when we talk about these things on a particular main point, so according to that, when we increase the area or also decrease the area, when we decrease the area, power consumption also decreases. But rather than we talk about the speed, then our speed is increases because it is inversely proportional to that. So these are not made on a single constant in behind that. So according to that, when we talk about the three things are made on a single chip, we use the trade-off or set a design constant between them. So our design engineer is basically take all the things in an optimization way, and the axis of these three things, area, speed and power consumption, we take the optimized design in these three axes, that is called basically the Pareto points of these axes. So optimize the design in respect of these three things, because when we talk about the VLSI, basically reduce the size in micrometers, high in speed in gigahertz and very low power consumption, that is the milliwatts. So this is called the basically the design space chart for that particular point where the three things are present on a different type of axes, area, speed and power, and P shows the different Pareto points on the X, Y and Z axis. So these basically the design constant in respect of these three things, speed, power and area, and that is the optimized way in design space, that is called our Pareto point axis design. So in respect to these three things, we have designed the particular VLSI circuits. So when we talk about the VLSI circuits, I have present here the ASM chart. So ASM chart of the VLSI design, basically the first thing is our required product, what the product is required, and according to the we have take the specifications, design specification from the market, and according to that our designer basically which makes the design according to the particular actual design, and on base of this design it is basically design the new electronic circuit or new task according to these specifications, that is called the initial design. So when we make the initial design, that is basically meet according to the actual specifications or not, for this we have take the next design flow process, that is called the simulation process. So simulation process basically the verification of our basically the design constants, that is made with actual specifications or not. So according to this, we will take the different type of simulation processes, verification processes, that it is made our actual design or not. according to that our design is correct, then we make the prototype. Otherwise, when design is not correct, then we redesign it, make different type of changes on our initial design according to our specifications, and again simulate and then the redesign the circuit, and then again check that is designed correct or not. When we make the design, that is our faithful reproduction of our input made with our actual specification, market specification, then we made the design or the prototype implementation of this prototype things. Then again when we make the prototype things, then testing is very important. So testing is basically the things or test vectors we have applied our implemented design, that is basically that is according to our needing specifications or not. So we have applied some input and test the output that results are correct or not. So according to the testing specifications our meets are generated or not. When meets are generated and our product is faithful reproduction of the input, according to our product is finished. And suppose our product is not good, some minor errors are there, then we recorrect the circuit and again implementation process is considered. Or suppose more things are present there or more difficulties are present there, then we design the circuit, again simulate, again prototype implement, again testing, and then we will finally produce our finish the final product. So according to that we have used the different type of steps, that is called VLI process flow. VLSI process flow, according to that we have make the top to bottom of approaches. According to that we have finished the product in terms of our integrated circuits or in a chip. So when we talk about the traditional VLSI circuits, we have take the different type of steps. First is system specifications. According to that we have generate the functional steps, that is basically our architecture design. According to that what we have take the logic, according to that synthesis means what we have adopt the different type of logical resources are available on a chip, according to we have made our logical design. Then according to that we have designed our circuit, that is basically circuit design. Then after that we have convert in terms of physical layout according to our implementation. Then finally after the chemical process, fabrication process, we have take the packaging or implement the different type of electronic components and make our finish the product after the chemical process. These are the particular VLSI design techniques or visual processes by which we have the product VLSI in the output design or output scenario. So these are the basic knowledge of the VLSI things we have introduced here. And next I will take about the different MOS transistors which are used in the according to the MOS technology. Thank you.